And he's gonna use the kids like that so they can gain sympathy. So Gina could paint the picture that like everything was consenting because she's been paid off. It's exactly what I said on my show. I said, Diddy gonna end up doing 24 months in prison.
If there's one thing Diddy's ex-bodyguard knows, it's secrets the disgraced rapper wants buried forever. And now that Diddy's release is coming out, Gene Deal will stop at nothing to remind everyone just what a pathetic and evil man Sean Combs, or Puffy as he calls him, is. Diddy's former bodyguard from his Bad Boy Entertainment days, Gene Deal, has accurately predicted and exposed Diddy's actions on several instances, and now he's going to say something about his release from jail. Before we get to that, let's take a look at some of the things he told the public before the police were ever able to confirm it. One of the most shocking exposés came when he revealed that despite Jay-Z claiming he didn't know Diddy that well, the two had been extremely close. Close enough to be federal informants together and work to destroy East Coast rap.
New York rappers was getting 80 to 100, 800 to 1.2 million, or some larger than that, and sign with labels back then. And they was getting a lot of money to make albums and records. When they had guys down south that these labels was paying $250,000, $300,000 on record deals, and these guys was bringing back platinum albums and everything like that. So what they had to do was, they had to keep New York rappers down. That's one reason, other than the Irv Gotti shit that 50 was going through and the poison they was putting in about 50, he had to go elsewhere to California.
Jay and Diddy worked together to suppress all new artists coming out of New York to stop them from getting good record deals that would give them better cuts of profits.
Because he couldn't let a Cameron blow up. He couldn't let an East Coast rapper like Beanie Sigel blow up. Because him and Diddy was giving that deal, we gotta keep these East Coast rappers down. Because down south rappers, Cash Money, they couldn't give them that type of money. They had people like Graf getting $800,000 doing an album and never came out. So they was placed to destroy the East Coast rap. And then along came a somebody. They was about to bring East Coast rap back. And there's nothing they could do about it. And this kid was finna put East Coast on the map, just like Big did. And this is after 50. And that was Papa Smoke. Pop Smoke.
He even revealed that the two likely had something to do with Pop Smoke's death, or at the very least contributing to keep it silent, to stop him from becoming a symbol of New York rap's rise.
2 weeks before Pop Smoke died, K. Slay, who heard this shit from the industry, that no shit that happens in the industry, set Pop Smoke and his people down and gave them a jewel. He said, y'all gonna have to protect him with his life, with y'all life. Y'all gonna have to protect him with y'all life. Cause he know Pop Smoke was about to bring rap back to the East Coast. And what happened? Pop Smoke ended up dead.
Gene Deal was also a law enforcement officer before becoming Diddy's bodyguard, and knew lots of secrets considering he was well involved during a time when gangs used to run the neighborhoods in East Coast, which explains why he knows so much about Keef D and how the man relates to Diddy.
Okay, so he just gave you guys some tickets to a show.
Yeah.
Now, how did you see, Keefy and the Southside guys, from your point of view?
Well, I would only see the head knockers. Keefy D and whoever he brought with him, and they usually meet up in the hotel to come. He didn't bring the whole Southside Crips and everything. It'd be like 1 or 2 of them, and they'll come upstairs and they love to gamble. So it'd be Zip, D-Mac, Puff, a couple of Crips, and they be in there. They be gambling. That's it. Shooting dice. And one day it was the first time I met Keefy. It was Tretch, Arnell Simpson, D-Mac,
Puff, Zip.
He even remembered how he first met Keefe D. He said Diddy used to try and make it seem like the Southside Crips were on his payroll by giving them free tickets to his shows.
And we were sitting in the hotel room and they were gambling. First time I met him.
Okay. And you know, based on conversations I had with you, from your point of view, you said that Puffy never really directly paid Keefe and them. He would just give them tickets to shows, so it looked like, you know, they would all show up, so it looked like they were all together, but it's not like they were actually on payroll or anything.
Yeah, it was the oldest trick in the book, man. You know what I'm saying? You get a lot of your friends to come and give them free tickets, now it look like you got a crew of guys with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He has had a lot to say regarding Diddy's time in prison and how he has gone about trying to whitewash his image. Part of his outrage was about him using his kids to try and garner sympathy from the public.
Love you more. Can't wait to see you in a couple of days.
I see you in a couple of days. Say it again.
Say it again.
I love you, Daddy.
Yeah.
I love you too, baby.
I want to cry. I want to cry because this motherfucker is such a narcissist. He would put his kids through that type of shit and then want to post something like that, like he gonna get some sympathy from somebody. People ain't sympathizing with him. And he gonna use the kids like that so they can gain sympathy. That shit is crazy to me, bro. You understand? If it was really sincere, it would nothing that the world would need to see.
He called out Diddy for posting his prison calls with his children for the world to see, trying to make himself seem like a wonderful father when no one really knows how he is behind closed doors.
And they want to post it. That's some real bullshit. He got to understand those kids is going through and going to be going through enough not having a mother and a father there. But you ain't got to post that shit for the world to see it. And the only reason they post that because he told them to. Now I heard something about Christians supposed to be running his IG now. But we all know he ain't the bird left on the fence. That kid brains is fried already about some of the shit that he does. Some of the shit that he say.
He even exposed the victim, named Gina, who went missing during the trial after initially agreeing to testify. It was very obvious that she had been threatened, paid off, or both.
Because what the prosecution, the defense trying to do, the defense is trying to, you still got Gina, and the prosecution, or the defense was trying to tell the prosecutor, well, she's not a witness, she's not a witness. They want the prosecution to hurry up to bring Gina in so Gina could paint the picture that like everything was consenting because she's been paid off.
And this is the one that disappeared, right?
Yeah, this is the one who disappeared. This is the one who, they could get her. There's nowhere she could go that the federal government, if they want you, that you can't be got. You understand what I'm saying? If the federal government wants you that bad, you'll be gotten, bro. It's too much technology, photo imaging.
He talked about how the defense was trying to use her to make it seem like everything Cassie did was consensual. And following the trial, he was proven right when Diddy wasn't booked for domestic violence at all.
Rice or whatever like that. She got to go somewhere to get something to eat. You know what I mean? It's crazy, bro. So now she come and she testified in behalf of Diddy. They want the prosecution to bring her in. They know she's a hostile witness. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to be here, this, that, and other. She made a post, I'd rather be in Chanel and all this other shit like that. That's the girl who took off the payment. She took the $2 million payment from Diddy and them when she got on Tasha K. I think Diddy may have gave her $2 million or something like that. Got her in school, gave her an apartment out in LA, still was messing with him. Come on, man. Brainwashed.
Deal has also discussed Diddy's secret prison visit to the inmate who sued him for $100 million.
He said that he was drinking Jim Beam and Diddy brought him a drink over. And then Diddy told him, I put a little something extra in there, and he said, yo, I'm sorry, man. He said he woke up butt naked with his thong gone. No, he didn't say, he didn't say that, bro. But he said he woke up and Diddy told him he had him. He said he went, he filed a report, but they threw it up under the cops swept it up under the rug and everything like that.
He related the incident and the fact that Diddy initially tried to pay him off for a smaller amount.
He was suing Diddy and everything like that, so he said that Diddy came to the jail and said that, hey, I'll give you $2.3 million or something like that, or 23. I don't know if it's 2.3 or $23 million to make this go away. We'll leave this alone the whole 9 yards. Just like I just said, he's trying to pay people off to make things go away, for them to drop their suits and everything like that. You know what I mean? And if he does that, they civil suit. Drop them, make them go away. What would it take? So this particular dude said that Diddy was trying to sell properties and sell things and stop him from getting his money, and I didn't understand that.
Considering his background in law enforcement, he was able to predict Diddy's verdict. He had said at the time that if the jury were going to take the case seriously, the verdict would carry to after the 4th of July holidays. But if they were paid off, it would come out early. Lo and behold, the verdict was announced on July 2nd, as though they were eager to wash their hands off of the problem. He also broke down exactly why Diddy's sentence kept getting shorter and shorter.
It is exactly what I said on my show. I said Diddy gonna end up doing 24 months in prison. The judge gave him 50 months, but you gotta realize he already had 14 months in it, practically, and he's going to get credit for 2 months of that 14 months. That give him 16 months. He's gonna do 24 months, which is gonna give him about 30 months, because he only had to do 85% in the feds, and he goes to probably a halfway house. So he got off like a fat rat in a cheese factory. But for a dude like Diddy going to jail and spending all that time, you know, I'm not saying it's going to be rough or nothing like that, because his former president of Bad Boy, Kirk Burrows, went to federal jail.
He even accurately predicted that the people on his side wouldn't let him go to an actual rough prison. Considering we have gotten pictures of him taking strolls in jail, he was right on the mark again.
So, you know, because the type of dude he is, you know, he'll make it, he'll be all right. And plus they gonna send him to a camp, bruh. He'll be in somebody camp or somebody dormitory, whereas that it'll be real light for him. So, you know, he'll see the streets back again in 24 months. He'll be out within 2 years. It seems like a lot saying 50 months and everything like that, but it's not really a lot, not at all, bruh. It's not a lot at all. You know what I'm saying? I know for executive, somebody who's been a jet setter, somebody who's been going all around the world, been in all kind of, you know, stadiums, galas, and living in mansions. You know, it's a lot of people who lived in mansions that's in federal jail.
He even called Diddy out for putting on a show and crying when the verdict was announced. As he had pointed out, the 50-month statement just made it feel like he was getting something bad, but he got off easy.
At the front desk of Uptown Records. You understand? First and foremost, you got your man Russell Simmons out here dealing with these young girls. You understand? Kim Porter was one of them. She was then passed from Russell Simmons to Andre Harrell. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm just gonna give it to you. You understand? Because these niggas be out here playing, talking all this shit, and be acting like they know what they talking about. She was working for Russell first, then she was passed over to Andre Harrell. You understand? So now Andre Harrell has her in the office and stuff like that.
Considering he was once in Diddy's corner and protected him with his life on multiple occasions, it's obvious what a monster Diddy became to drive someone from his inner circle into his biggest hater.
It was said that it was a girl also in Uptown And I don't know if it was Kim. I don't know if it was Kim or one of her friends walked in on Andre Harrell getting a fellatio and was given a red Mercedes-Benz 300C for keeping her mouth closed behind her. You understand? Because when Kirk Burroughs was talking about Puff did that or whatever like that, you understand? It actually happened to Andre Harrell up in Uptown Records. Kim Porter's at the desk. Kim didn't get with Puff until Puff got his deal. Because you gotta realize, Misa Kim was cool.
Not one to cower away from a fight, he openly responded to rumors that his life would be in danger once Diddy got out of prison.
You should be worried if Diddy get out.
Motherfuckers need something to say, bro. I'm not gonna worry about somebody that I bodyguard. I'm not gonna worry about somebody that I bodyguard. And God knows I could bodyguard myself with his blessings. I could bodyguard myself with his blessings, bro. I'm not worried about that. Nothing beats an ambush, and I know that. But I'm not worried about his shit. People just need to talk about something. They want to have something to say, man. Oh, G ain't got to be worried, so like that. So, shouldn't I have been worried when he was out here on the street?
He made it clear that at one point, the entire reason Diddy had street cred was because he had him as his bodyguard. He wasn't afraid of him when he started speaking out against him at his peak, and he certainly wouldn't be afraid of him now that his wings had been cut off.
You know what that means. Bish had, he's some band, they got him wrong. He's going to defend himself. I've seen him hold his own with a couple of dudes who was strong in the street in Harlem and Mount Vernon. So I'm just saying this to say that there's only so much he's going to take before there's only so much he's going to take to defend himself, against anybody. And you've heard about him smacking people. You heard about him, doing something to people out there in the music industry.
Gene even has inside information on Diddy while he is in jail. He has previously talked about the fact that Diddy was often a coward and used to run away from fights when he had him around to protect him. But that didn't mean he didn't know how to retaliate when attacked, especially in a place like jail.
People think that Diddy ain't gonna defend himself and he's some, band. You know what that means. Bish had, he's some band, they got him wrong. He's going to defend himself. I've seen him hold his own with a couple of dudes who was strong in the street in Harlem and Mount Vernon. So I'm just saying this to say that there's only so much he's going to take before there's only so much he's going to take to defend himself, against anybody.
He was someone who used to rough people up even when he was a music executive, after all.
And you've heard about him smacking people. You heard about him, doing something to people out there in the music industry. He didn't do that because he had security around him. And maybe he did. But if you think that you're going to swing on him and he ain't going to defend himself, you're wrong. And it was a shame that dude caught him out there like that. But what people don't know, he got the whole, his whole side raided because he was smoking in a unrestricted area.
Finally, we recently heard that the court wants Gene Deal to testify against Diddy regarding Keefe D's claim that Diddy ordered the hit on Tupac Shakur.
I ain't said when his trial came up. I ain't said it 10 years ago. I ain't said 15 years ago. I said it over 20 plus years ago. And people was looking at me like
I was stupid, or yo, he lying, he this, he that. And then when it came out, even when Suge said somebody ran up to the car, I said, yo, I said that. Then Suge ended up saying it.
What did Suge say?
Suge said that somebody had ran up on the car that wasn't supposed to be up on the car. That's why they would want me to come testify. Because they want to put an association with Keefe D and Diddy. And what they wanted Diddy at that time for is to, if Diddy be the scapegoat, you understand? Diddy would be their scapegoat, or why there was such thing called the East Coast, West Coast War.
What do you think? Will Gene expose more secrets? And will Gene take the stand? If you want to learn more, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.